Hello, so this is a quick video to explain the importance of the Feral Druid power shifting bug and hopefully convince some more people to start talking about it and to realise how damaging this truly is to the Feral Druid community. With more awareness, there is more likelihood of Blizzard changing it, you see, so I am incentivized to make this video. There are better and far more concise explanations of this online, but I really just wanted to put this into simple percentages because I'm a numbers man at the end of the day, and compare it to some other classes because there are relatively few feral DPS compared to other classes and specs, so I feel that's one of the reasons it's maybe not getting the attention that it deserves. So, what is the power shifting bug? If you don't know, this wasn't present in TBC originally, so this is something new, and it has been declared as a bug, not as a feature. It was a result of, in Classic, putting abilities like Evocate, which reset the mana regen timer before giving its first tick of mana. They accidentally put shapeshifting as resetting the energy timer for feral druids as well. So that means that previously, if you gained 40 energy when you shapeshifted, or 60 energy if you wore the Wolf's Head Helm, which every feral DPS did and will still into TBC, you would do that just before an energy tick, so you basically started with 80 energy. That's 60, so 20 from the regen tick, and you'll be ready to use those abilities as soon as you go into cat form. Previously, if you were using maximum mana for maximum damage, you might power shift just after every third energy tick, say, meaning in 6 seconds you would gain 60 energy. That is 20 times 3 ticks, plus 40 from shapeshifting, plus 20 from the Wolf's Head Helm item, making 120 energy. That is 20 energy per second. Rogues only get 10 energy per second. With power shifting resetting the timer though, this adds an additional 1 to 1.5 seconds, depending on how quickly you do it, to your third energy tick timer, which in effect means you get 120 energy in 7.5 seconds instead of 120 energy in 6 seconds. That bug means that you get 20% less energy in your standard rotation. Now just imagine for a second if rogues randomly in TBC started regenerating just 17 energy per second instead of 20. Right, you'd be furious, right? Everyone would be furious, they'd be up in arms, because everyone plays rogue and it affects everyone. But because there aren't as many feral druids, and it gets worse than that of course, because your abilities cost energy. And this messes with the timers of your shapeshifting and when you can actually use your powerful abilities. I'm not going to bore you with the maths, I have a spreadsheet that I can show if anyone's interested, but doing some calculations on a level 70 character who has an average 300 damage per second with auto attacks in his cat claws, the following is true. You can compensate by spending longer in cat form to get your shred casts off, or you can rely just on mangle and power shift more. So here are the results. Without the bug, normally, you could have a rotation of mangle shred into a power shift, shred rip shred into a power shift. That is 5 abilities in 8.5 seconds for around 1236 DPS and 189 mana per second usage. With the bug, if we try to maintain our shredding pattern, then we will go mangle shred into power shift, shred rip into power shift, shred into power shift, which is 6 abilities in 13 seconds for around 993 DPS and around 185 mana per second usage. That is difficult though because shred requires 42 energy, which is pretty awkward when you're only getting now 60 energy on a shapeshift instead of the 80 from the energy tick. So you can switch it to mangling instead. Mangle, the new TBC ability, does quite a lot of damage, but only costs 40 energy. You could go mangle into power shift, mangle rip into power shift, which is 4 abilities in 6.5 seconds for 1105 DPS and 247 mana per second usage. These calculations are an average, so they're not taking into account crits, because a crit will give you 2 combo points, and it does not take into account Omen of Clarity, which would affect your rotation. But it serves as a reasonable comparison between what our Feral Druid choices are in rotation. So, using that damage, if we keep shredding, we would lose 20% DPS for roughly the same mana efficiency, plus or minus 1%. But if we switch to mangle, we would only lose 11% DPS for roughly 31% increased mana usage. So either way you're losing damage, but if you want to keep the same mana for a longer fight, you lose 20% damage over time. And if you want to max out, you lose 11% for 31% increased mana usage. Just imagine if mages or destruction warlocks, or another popular class, had their fireballs and shadow bolts randomly reduced in damage by 20%, or took 20% longer to cast in TBC. I can guarantee you there would be uproar. There would be a lot of frustrations and complaints about it. So, please consider the Feral Druids. They're in that situation right now. Add to the awareness for the plight of these poor unadopted feral cats. Thank you very much, and goodbye.